Chapter 9. What does it mean to be a man? Jack and the Beanstalk. The Fable of Becoming a Man. There is a famous story about the transformation from the boy world to the man world, and that famous story is called Jack and the Beanstalk. You may know the story, but let me refresh your memory. The story opens with a young man, Jack, who is poor and lives with his mother in their small country house. Jack doesn't have a father. It's just him and his mother. One day, his mother sends Jack to market to trade in his mother's old cow, which no longer provides milk for something better that they can use. Jack comes home from the market and shows his mother with great joy what he traded for her last old cow, a bag of magic beans. Jack's mother is furious that Jack would make such a stupid trade, and she hits him over the head and throws the magic beans out the window and sends Jack to bed with no supper. The next morning, Jack looks out the window and sees a huge beanstalk that stretches far into the clouds. Jack starts to climb the beanstalk and ends up in a castle in the clouds. The 3 pillars of becoming a man. 1. The singing harp. This represents Jack's vocation and calling in life, his work and the thing he must do to live his purpose. 2. The golden goose. The goose represents a way for a man to make money and support his women and his family. 3. The rescued princess. This represents Jack's bride, his woman and perhaps the future mother of his children. A man without those 3 things is hardly a man. He might still be living like a boy. Every man needs the 3 things above in his life: a battle to fight, an adventure to go on, and a beauty to win. Jack had all 3. That's why Jack's tale is a great story of what a boy needs to become a man. Face the giant, slay your problems within, and earn the right to call yourself a man. The 4 parts of being an effective and strong man. May I never be complete. May I never be content. May I never be perfect. Chuck Palahniuk, Fight Club. Stop hoping for a completion of anything in life. Most men make the error of thinking that one day it will be done. They think, if I can work enough, then one day I could rest. Or, one day my woman will understand something, and then she will stop complaining. Or, I'm only doing this now so that one day I can do what I really want with my life. The masculine error is to think that eventually things will be different in some fundamental way. They won't. It never ends. As long as life continues, the creative challenge is to tussle, play, and make love with the present moment while giving your unique gift. Data. The way of the superior man. It is not enough to just make the transition of boy to man through your work, your purpose, and your ownership of the good, bad, and ugly of your life. In addition, a man must take care of the 4 parts of his being: mind, body, spirit, and emotions. Those 4 parts make up a human being, and so many people just focus on the physical realm of life through their physical body, material goods, and anything tangible they can see. But the truth is, the physical realm is a printout or manifestation of the 3 invisible realms: mind, spirit, and emotions. Much like a printer prints out the words that exist inside of a text file or inside of a computer, your physical realm is a printout of your thoughts, emotions, and spirit. The invisible manifests into the visible. A strong man must have a strong mind. The mind is the central command center of your being, the consciousness that you are on this earth. Every decision you make in your body, mind, soul, and emotions at some point passes through the mind. If you lose your mind, you lose everything. When you see broken homeless people on the street, you typically see someone who has lost his mind. A strong man's mind is constantly looking for ways to improve his life and his environment by becoming better at everything incrementally. Over many millennia, men have evolved from living in caves and bashing each other over the heads with clubs to the great scholars and philosophers of our current age and beyond. A man with a sound mind will own a library of books in his home versus TVs in every room. It has been said that rich people have big libraries, while poor people have big TVs. To become rich, you must become rich in the mind first, before you come rich in the pocket. Man's mind is the only survival tool in the wild that keeps him alive and allows him to prosper. He has no claws, jaws, large muscles, teeth, or any other survival mechanisms of the wild beasts except for his mind. And blessed be he with such a powerful tool like a sound mind. The neocortex, the thinking brain of man, is far more advanced than any other animal brain on the planet and a great argument for intelligent design. Why are there no other evolved animals with neocortexes or thinking brains? They say God made man in his image. The neocortex, the thinking mind, the connection to the future and the spiritual realm of the unseen, in my opinion, is evidence that we did not randomly evolve out of primordial ooze, and, in fact, there was intelligent design behind man and his ability to think above all other animals in the kingdom. But I digress into 3 types of capital that man must command with his mind. To separate men from the cavemen of ages old who spent most of their days digging in the mud and foraging for food are 3 types of capital. Capital is the difference between the rich, poor, and middle class. Capital is wielded with man's mind and always comes from man's mind. Napoleon Hill's famous manual on becoming rich, Think and Grow Rich, was written in the 1930s and had the recipe for becoming rich as per his interviews with the 500 richest men in the world at the time. 3 types of capital that man must wield with his mind. 1. Real capital, cash, credit, and debt. 2. Social capital, his network, tribe, brand, and social connections. 3. Intellectual capital, his inventions, intellectual property, and specialized knowledge that makes the base of his wealth. A man's mind will give him his social class in society. However, it is not always the smartest man with the highest IQ who wins in society. Instead, it is the man who uses what he has in the best way who wins and commands the capital he needs to see his dreams and plans come true. A woman may gain social class through her body, her genes, her DNA, and her ability to reproduce with a powerful man and provide children to him and pass on great genes. But a man's social class is always derived from his capital, real capital, social capital, and intellectual capital. A man's capital is what gives him a dominant or submissive position in the tribe and ensures his survival as a man and the survival of his woman and his offspring. A man derives his class from the quality and amount of his 3 types of capital. As a man, you always want to be moving up to a better class or a better caste. A man's social position is his power. His capital is power, ability to do things. Power is manly. A strong man must have a strong body. Throughout history, we have had several ages, including the hunter-gatherer age, when men would hunt and women would gather. We were roaming bands of nomads living off the land. Physical strength in the hunter-gatherer age was essential for killing animals, fighting off other tribes and internal tribal enemies, and carrying back the dead carcasses of your prey to your tribe and family. In the agrarian age, which was an age of farming, big strong muscles were needed to plow the soil and plant the harvest. You had to be physically big and strong to survive on the farm. This applied to both men and women because farming was hard work every day and life was generally hard. We then entered an age of industrialization when the tribes turned from small tribes into big national super tribes, and men became specialists working in offices and factories. The muscles meant less than in the agrarian age, and today we are in the information age when muscles are irrelevant to our immediate survival. Still, in the modern world, man must be physically strong enough to do his work and be the leader of other men. Physical presence is important. The rapper known as 50 Cent grew up in the hostile environment of lower-class America. He had to get big and strong to have an intimidating presence to ensure his survival while dealing drugs. It never hurts to have a strong presence. It has been said that when people are choosing to be led or buy from a man, subconsciously they are thinking, would I step into the trenches of a war with this man? Would he help me survive or not? If a man has a strong presence of a leader, which includes physical strength and height, then these qualities give him power in the tribe to command, influence, and lead. With a commanding presence, he can become the leader of other men, which is always important throughout the ages. Physical strength and health are also important today to live long enough to raise and protect your family. Lifespans at the time of writing for men are currently in the 82 to 87 year range, and in the next few decades will likely surpass the 100-year mark. In the early 1900s, men only lived to be about 45 and then died. A man must be strong enough to carry out his responsibilities to his family, his woman, and his tribe. In today's world, he must live long enough to provide the economic protection and security for his family after he dies through insurance policies, investments, real estate, or just cash. Such is the legacy of being a man. A strong man needs a strong spirit. A man must be spiritually mature to do what is right, observe the physical and metaphysical laws of the universe, and have a relationship with God and the divine. You are a little soul carrying about a corpse, as Epictetus used to say. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. A true man makes a study of the spiritual realm to see the unseen and practice faith, usually through practice religion. There is a general belief in today's modern world that religion is a dirty word. I think this is a wrong idea because what organized religion brought to the table in the past was a system in which man could study the spiritual realm and learn in an organized way. People today claim to be atheists, agnostics, or just spiritual as they are taught in the universities and school systems to think. There has been a societal attack on religion in the last 70 years, and I think that we as a people are spiritually losing today because of the loss of religion. Atheism is the most expensive religion because it denies the facts and laws of the spiritual universe. Physicists today claim that there are 11 dimensions of reality, but we can only see and sense 4 dimensions with our primitive senses: forward, and backward, side to side, up and down, and the time continuum. So what is in the other 7 dimensions? The other 7 dimensions contain things we cannot see with our senses. Unseen, invisible forces are just as powerful as seen forces. The spiritual realm is the realm of unseen forces. Inside a seed is a mighty oak tree. Though the tree is unseen, faith knows that the tree can come forth with watering and care. We cannot sense the tree today, but the information for the tree is contained in the seed inside the spiritual realm, the realm of the unseen. To deny the spiritual realm is a major mistake that men make, and that limits their true creative potential in this life. A strong man will obey physics and the laws of the spiritual realm. If man lives by these laws, they will be able to serve man in the realm of the unseen and bring things that are bigger than the man into his life. This is extremely important and is discussed in major books such as Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, which is really about command of the spiritual realm, infinite intelligence, a secular word for God, to manifest as real riches. The spiritual realm is a missing ingredient in today's world for a man to become greater than he is. Study the spiritual realm, master it, and be able to manifest reality and bend reality to your will. Such is the power of having a neocortex and being the only animal on Earth able to understand and connect to the spiritual realm. Truly a gift from our creators and the intelligent design behind humanity, as no other animal on this planet has this gift. To deny yourself of the spiritual realm is the same as denying the existence of your body, mind, or emotions. You cannot see your mind or emotions, but you know they exist. The same is true for the spirit and the spiritual realm. A strong man is emotionally strong. Emotions are another perilous topic for men in the modern society and expectations of what a man is. When I was young, around 17, I only acknowledged my mind and body as my father, mother, and primitive school system taught me. They left out the spiritual realm and the emotional realm, and I failed to know the existence of those two unseen realms until much later in life. A man's emotions are vitally important, as human beings typically make all decisions on emotion, but justify their decisions by logic. A man's emotions serve like a software program between his mind and his spirit, and emotions can be both tremendously creative and tremendously destructive if not handled correctly. Most men are taught nothing about their emotions, how to feel, how to love, how to be angry, how to let the dark emotions be felt and released. This is sad and has horrible side effects on a man's mental and physical health over time. I can speak from experience. I have repressed all sorts of emotions from my teenage years, and am likely still dealing with the side effects of those repressions today at 31. Getting professional help on your emotional issues is huge for your mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health. A strong man's mind, as is suggested by Stoic philosophy, must be ruled by reason and not emotions, able to keep his emotions in check but still feel. A Stoic can feel emotions, can enjoy emotions and pleasure, but he is not ruled by emotions. Stoic philosophy is a strong man philosophy that is nearly always in place when a nation is born, specifically born out of war like Rome or America. A nation is born a Stoic and dies an Epicurean. Where a Stoic focuses on reason, an Epicurean focuses on pleasure alone. We are living in an Epicurean time in the modern world where emotions and pleasure are getting out of control. Reason has been lost on several important societal topics: money, sex, religion, and politics. Living in modern civilization is a hostile place for man, his mind, body, soul, and emotions. Several authors, writers, and thinkers throughout history have claimed that if a man stayed in city life long enough, he would go insane. I think this is true and is based on reality. One way to fix the problems of civilized life is to unplug from it and go without food and live on only water, to fast alone in nature. To fast is to not eat and to only drink water. Nearly all religions of the world practice some form of fasting to rebalance the mind, body, soul, and emotions. Nearly all ancient medicine use some form of water fasting to heal sick people. Hippocrates, the ancient Greek medicine man, of whom all modern doctors take the Hippocratic oath, "Do no harm," used to make his patients fast. In the words of Hippocrates, to feed a sick man was to feed his illness. That is an unspoken part of the Hippocratic oath today. I practice fasting once a year for a long period of time. Last year, I spent 30 days in the jungle in Costa Rica, fasting on water alone. I lost 68 pounds and calibrated my mind, body, soul, and emotions. I came home to civilization afterwards and began fixing the problems with my business and my life, as I was able to gain perspective on things I could not see. This last year, I only spent 18 days fasting in the jungle, but I have had major spiritual revelations from that time. In fact, in less than 30 days after returning to civilization, I have written 2 full books, and I will produce 3 published full-length books this year. The power of fasting to rebalance a man is usually combined with prayer and was used by powerful men such as Aristotle, Socrates, Jesus, Muhammad, Gandhi, Moses, Marcus Aurelius, and many others. These men would fast for up to 40 days on just water, and this was a major source of their spiritual power, clarity, and reasoning. Fasting also has major regenerative health benefits and can cure most diseases, especially chronic ones, and can even destroy tumors. I am not a medical doctor, and medical doctors do not endorse fasting because there is no money to be made. Fasting is free to any man. That is why modern medicine does not promote fasting. Drugs, surgery, and chemotherapy are major cash cows for the multi-trillion-dollar medical industry. Fasting has $0 of profit in it, and thus, it's a secret in today's medical world. Do not take my words on the benefits of fasting. Do your own research. Warning: if you want to try fasting, please do it with a professional and with medical supervision. You can hurt yourself if you do it wrong, and even die if done improperly, so please fast with professional help, especially on fasts longer than 2 to 3 days.